Hello, I'm Lynn and I'm at Moreton Bay Ford. I am so excited because I'm going to check out the brand new Ford Puma and I'm taking you along with me. Now we are live right now on Facebook. I've got a ton of questions for Mike, our Ford specialist who is standing by, and I'm sure you do too. So please write them in the comments box. They're coming through to my iPad right here and I can ask Mike all the questions that you have. Now do also know that if you type the word brochure in the comments box, like magic, you will be sent a brochure. Same thing goes for a test drive as well, or if you want to speak to a dealer, just write the word dealer or test drive or brochure and you'll get a response there. And we will also be giving away a Google Nest Hub Max during the show. So stay tuned for that. There's going to be a competition in the comments. And there are terms that apply, so see the T's and C's URL for details. And also, if you do want to take this for a test drive for yourself, there is a $500 test drive bonus that's currently available, and you can check out the details for that on ford.com.au. Now let's go and check out the Ford Puma, shall we? Here's Mike, our Ford specialist.
Hey,
hello. How's it going?
Really good, and I'm excited to talk about the car.
Yes.
But I need to ask, where would people know you from? Because I'm sure there are some people going, oh, I know her, and there are other people going, I know her from somewhere.
Oh,
so,
if you're feeling like I'm familiar, then you must play poker. I host a TV show called the World Poker Tour. And I've got a few movies that are in the works, so look out for those.
look, I think that's really cool. I would work that into every conversation I had. I think that's really cool.
You're so funny. But you know what? Right now, I want to check out this SUV.
Okay, we're really excited about this car. And look, and I think that excitement is definitely sort of something that's well-founded. I've spent the last 3 weeks just showing the car to our Ford people at dealerships all over the country. And they've got a lot of passion for the brand, they've got a lot of passion for cars, and they're excited about this car. And you might be surprised to hear this. They're actually hard people to please. They're very protective of the brand, they love cars, and they're excited about it. It's been on sale in Europe for a little bit already, and it's won a bunch of awards. So there's a lot for us to be excited about.
Yeah, totally.
Can I ask, what are the sorts of things that you like in a car? Are you a car person?
I'm not. So when we start getting into details about the engine, it's going to go right over my head. I'm more of a car, I like the look of a car and the feel of it, you know, and I want some functional space and some helpful, you know, gadgets, I guess.
So not a hardcore petrol head like myself.
No.
This is one of those cars where I actually think it's got appeal for both of us.
Okay. And
I'll go through that. And by the way, I'll try not to go too heavy on the technical stuff, okay?
But if anyone does have any specific questions, whether it's technical or appearance or whatever it is, type it in the comments box. We're getting the feed right here.
So looks important to you?
Yes.
I like to say that we're not in the car business, we're in the fashion business.
Okay.
It's got to look right. It's really hard for the designers to come up with a design that stands out but doesn't polarize people. And I think the Ford designers have nailed it. If we have a look at the car, now this colour is actually called Desert Island Blue, which we're using in a lot of advertising, and I just think it works on so many levels. We can see here, looking at the front of the car, there's the Ford DNA look with the trapezoidal grille. Straight away, we've got that family resemblance. I like the fact that we have details like, see these canoe-style headlights that flow beautifully into the guards here?
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
A lot of the competitor cars, you see them with their little dot LEDs and things like this. This creates a nice point of difference.
They look like eyes.
Look,
Like
I was just about to
the
say,
Puma, the sleek eyes.
I was just about to say, it's like it has a face.
Yeah, it really is. Now, you know what? We're already getting questions here, Mike. Let's have a look. Is the Puma a hybrid in Australia?
No, in Australia it has the 1 litre EcoBoost engine, which I'm going to talk about because I love this engine.
Okay, we will get to that. I'm also getting a question. Let's start off right on the top. What's the price of the car?
$31,990 is the entry point for the car, which is our, I want to say base model car, but it's not. It's not a base model car because it's a car that is incredibly well spec'd. And a bit later on, I'll go through what the variants are with the cars. But it starts at $31,990 and it is a lot of car.
A lot of car. I love that.
Can we have a look at the styling?
Yeah, yes, please.
Now, again, a lovely point of difference, and I think the Ford designers have done such a good job. You notice this has lots of flowing curves. It's got that classic Coke bottle hip line. This colour particularly, you see the light and shade, the recess here, the swage lines. I think the athletic look, the curves, I think really adds something, particularly when you consider that it's named after a big cat. It's named after the Puma. Yeah. So that just absolutely works.
Wow, there are so many questions coming through here. Let's have a look. What color would I get? Someone's asking. You know, I love a black car. I'm going through a phase in my life where I just love black cars. Every model of car I look at, I always want the black. And my husband keeps picking on me for that because he says that you lose the, you know, but I just love it. I think it looks luxurious.
There's
I like black.
quite a selection of colours, and I absolutely know that there's something to suit everybody. And with regards to the models, there's the more luxury version and then there's the sporty version, and I think it depends on which one I'm looking at to which colour I would pick. And say, I love this one in the sun, it just absolutely pops. And I like also the Ford connection with the blue as well.
Bruno wants to know, are you single, Mike?
I'm married, but thank you, Bruno. As we move to the back of the car, now, I don't think the car has a bad angle, but this, what we call rear 3/4, it just looks gorgeous. I think they have nailed it. And if I unlock it here, you can see we've got the 3D effect with the taillights and this LED signature look at night. It just looks fantastic.
Again, it has that sleek eye to it.
The rear of the car is interesting, and that's the part that most people look at when they look at your car. You think about when you're in the traffic, that's the part that most people look at. And as I say, with this car, I know looks are subjective, but objectively speaking, this rear view is absolutely gorgeous.
I am listening to you, Mike, even though I'm looking here and it sounds like I'm not, but there are just so many questions that are coming in. Why not diesel?
The EcoBoost engine, particularly connected to the 7-speed DCT, it is incredibly efficient. 5.2 litres per 100 Ks. In terms of running costs, it makes so much sense. And one of the things I also like about this car in terms of, because we use the word effortless in our advertising a lot when we're talking about Puma, and effortless in terms of the purchase experience. It's so simple, it's not a myriad of engine and transmission options and things like that. It makes it easier for the customers.
Okay.
Can I be a little bit practical here?
Sure.
I feel
Always helpful.
As a car geek, I feel weird getting excited about this next item I'm going to show you, the parcel shelf. Which, by the way, I don't know why people call it parcel shelf. It's this thing here, which is our like security cargo blind that sits in the back there, which rises up with the hatch. And now, as I say, a weird thing for me to geek out about, but it's a really nice bit of design. And it is that effortless thing that we're talking about. First off, notice how it rises up like that.
Yeah, there is nothing weird about geeking out about that. The
Easy
fact that
access
this
to
is
it.
out of the way is so useful. It's so handy because usually it's here and when you're putting things in, you're knocking it with your arm and it's just getting in the way.
Then you have that moment where you're out shopping. Maybe you've overspent at IKEA. I think actually you were telling me you had an experience today.
I did.
You bought something bigger.
Yeah, I bought this huge...
What do you do with this?
Yeah, exactly, right? So I bought this huge terracotta pot and it was way bigger than it looked in the picture. And it was actually on Facebook Marketplace, right? So I drive up to their driveway. Here's the pot. It's double the size that I was expecting. So I had to pull out the parcel shelf and then I put it down on the road because I was all flustered and what do you know, it gets all dirty.
This is what you do with the Puma. By the way, I wonder if the person who you bought the pot from is watching.
Is she watching right now?
Oh my God, there's the girl who bought the pot from me.
I was like, I got to run
So we take it out. Because the problem is,
tucks in.
Where do you put it? And it just folds away in there. Now, while we are looking at this...
By the way, before you move on, did you notice that there was like a secret compartment? I love that you can hide. So I often have my laptop in the car and I want to run in and have lunch. You know, when I'm at work, you can just tuck it away and then cover it up and no one ever knows there's like nothing in the car. It's just, I'm so excited I can't even speak properly.
Well,
that is handy.
I think one of the strengths of the Puma, and I think this is so important for an SUV, which is a lifestyle type car, people who make the car decision, they're also factoring their hobbies, sports, camping, that sort of thing. This has a lot more usable space than you'd expect. It is really quite spacious. But let's say you wanted more.
Well, someone's actually asking, how does the boot space compare with the Escape?
This is a slightly smaller car, but it's still remarkably big, remarkably big. Now, let's say you want to carry more. So I'll take this out, and I'm definitely not saying to people who are watching, oh, when you get home, nerf your spare. So you get an extra like 40 litres of space there.
Wow.
Handy.
Yeah.
But you still want more. Okay, so watch this. Now I'm going to take this out.
Wow. I have never seen a boot go that deep. That is so impressive. That's exactly where my terracotta pot could have stood upright.
Now, to make my point, I'm going to get my little prop that I have over here.
That is incredible because the car isn't too tall, you know, it's just... oh, okay, the golf clubs are going in.
These are my actual golf clubs. These are an insult to golf. They're awful
filthy.
golf clubs.
They're well
People
worn.
who play golf You know, we did this 1,000 times and it worked. Stay.
The golf clubs are exhausted because they've been worn out too much.
There we go.
Do they win at all?
Oh no, I'm awful. I'm awful. These golf clubs reflect the quality of my game. Golf clubs standing up at the back of the car. Now,
Yeah.
excuse me while I shut this.
Yes. Wow, they're standing up.
You can actually put 2 sets of golf clubs. Now, not everybody plays golf, I know, but this is a great way of highlighting how much space we have in this car.
Yeah,
How
that
cool
is
is that?
really impressive. Now, power tailgate option available? Someone's asking?
It's optional as a pack on Puma and ST line.
Okay.
ST line V, it's standard. And ST line V is the top of the range, and I'll go through pricing and things like that in a moment.
Is there an all-wheel drive version?
No, they're front wheel drive only.
Okay. And can you buy in Melbourne?
Yeah,
Of course you can.
absolutely.
What about where is it made? I can't keep up with all these questions. This is fantastic. Thanks, everyone.
Ford have a state-of-the-art factory in Romania, but the
Okay.
car's actually German engineered and German designed. On that subject, it's funny, the Ford badge means different things to different people. There are people who look at that badge and go, best utes, or they look at it and go, muscle car, Mustang.
Right.
But then there are an awful lot of people who look at that badge and go, Ford of Europe, awesome small and medium cars. They make awesome, they really do.
Yeah.
German engineering, German design, they do great work. And that's part of why we at Ford had such high expectations of this car, because they do a great job.
Yeah, I can tell already, and we haven't gotten inside the car yet. Now, I do just want to remind you that we have a competition coming up for a Google Nest Hub Max. Got to get that full name right. And also, if you want a brochure, all you have to do is type the word brochure into comments, and it will pop up magically. You can do the same about a test drive if you write the term test drive, and dealer if you want to speak to dealer. Just type those words in comments, and you'll be responded to. Let's take a look in the back seat. What do you think?
I think so. Now, the car is based on the Fiesta platform, but it's bigger, wider, and longer than the Fiesta. And see, straight away, as we can see when you get in there, look at that legroom.
Yes. I'm nowhere near the front seat. And you know what? I really love the recline. This is something I notice a lot in the back seats of cars, that they're too upright and it's just not comfortable for a road trip or something. You just don't want to sit that straight. Like being in a tiny airplane, but this is fantastic.
I'm 180 centimetres tall, and I'm comfortable sitting in the back of this car. It's
Yeah.
surprising the legroom that you do have.
I
And
also-
normally,
I love the red stitching.
that's a nice sporty touch. The red stitching is with ST line, which is the entry-level sports variant that we're sitting in at the moment.
Okay. And what are the car seats made out of?
It's cloth seats.
Yep.
In Puma and ST line. ST line V has leather inserts, more of a luxurious feel. What's interesting about the entry-level model is parts like the door trim here, where it actually looks almost like it's a black denim. It's a really unusual material that looks fantastic and easy to wash and clean, very durable.
I also love this. This is so handy. Just a small detail, but when you're in the back, you don't want everything flying around the back seat.
Something that's
put my
important
iPad
to
in there.
so many people these
Little
days is
compartment
storage
here.
space, little
Yeah.
things like that. And for a lot of customers, they're everyday items.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, we have some more questions. Any plans to bring in an electric one?
We do have some products coming up. And it's one of those things where you go, in the short term with Puma, no, but I would say watch this space.
Okay, and what about a reverse camera?
Standard right across the range, you have a reverse camera and rear parking
So
sensors
helpful.
as well.
I can't drive anymore without the reverse camera. I've just lost all ability
Look,
now.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
But speaking of driving, let's get
Let's
in
get in the driver's seat.
Julian, hop in the back and feel the space in the back seat there.
Okay. Look at that Puma on the dash there.
Ooh.
How cool does that look?
See that?
That looks gorgeous.
The smoke coming from it.
When you get in the car, and this is the ST line. ST line and ST line V come standard with what you can see here, which is the 12.3-inch 24-bit true color display. And you get this nice animation when we get into the car, and I never get sick of seeing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to... Okay, so I'm going to put the ignition on here.
Yes.
And I'll get you to hit OK and just cancel out those
seat
messages
belts.
it's sending us, those
Yes.
alerts. Okay, so things that we do like in this, with this display, like it's very pretty, it looks gorgeous, but actually there's some functionality as well. You can personalize it. You can have the information that you want that's a priority for you.
Like what?
You know, you might want to have the average fuel consumption or distance to empty, or you might not want to have that. You might want to have it simple. And some people like that because it's less distraction. It's up to you. Now, there's animations. The car has different drive modes. And we change the drive modes by toggling this button that's just down here in the center console, as Julian does his best to get the camera in there. So we just push these buttons here. Now, the Puma has these different drive modes. So these drive modes actually help optimize the car to the type of driving that you are doing. So when we first start the car, it starts out in normal mode, which is what you want. You can see here, as I change those animations, when I change modes, you can see the animations here. See that?
I love the graphics.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, when you change modes,
Eco, very important.
the instrument display has a theme for each mode.
Yeah.
So now you care about the environment?
Yes, of course.
Eco mode. Now, okay, what does this do? What does this change on the car? Just putting in eco mode, it actually talks to various systems in the car, because you, by changing into eco mode, you've said, I want you to use less fuel. I want you to be better for the environment. So what it does then is it tells the transmission, change your shift points, shift up the gears earlier because we want to save fuel. It actually changes the throttle, so it feels slightly different because it's more biased towards then more economical driving.
What a throttle is.
The accelerator pedal.
The accelerator pedal.
Or
There
as
we
my
go.
daughter,
Okay.
or as my daughter Casey says, the go-y thing.
The go-y thing.
Yeah,
the
stoppy
thing,
thing and
that makes it
go-y
move.
thing. Yes.
Okay.
Little details like that. So let's go with now the sport mode, which if you want a more dynamic, more
Look at that,
sporty,
it's all red. Look,
more
the
responsive
stitching's
driving
here too.
experience. Again, creating the sporty feel for the car. And this is why I say that sensible people
Yes.
love this car,
Yeah.
but petrol heads like me also love this
That's
car.
awesome.
Yeah.
Especially if you're sharing it, you know, husband and wife, if you've got different, you know, like one just wants it to look good, one wants it to go.
It's not a compromise
powerfully.
car.
Right.
One of you's
yeah.
not going to feel like you're missing out.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very important. And now this is cool. This, it's like using your iPhone right here.
And that's exactly the feel that the designers wanted to go with, because we're used to these devices every day, we use them constantly, and then when we a touchscreen, we like it to respond the same way, and they've really gone, as I say, to great lengths. This is
Wow.
what we call the floating 8-inch colour touchscreen.
I love this. It's a great size. You know, it's not too distracting. It's got nav on it.
The Sync 3 system is very intuitive and easy to use. Some of them are so complex. This is a system that a lot of our customers just really find easy to use. You've got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you've got
Very
full
important.
connectivity, full
So I
integration.
can play my podcasts.
Absolutely, and control them from up here. You can send your messages just by pushing the talk button on the steering wheel, so your eyes are off the road, aren't off the road, your attention's not off the road.
Yeah, okay. More questions. Loving this. Keep them coming. How does the steering wheel feel? It feels really, this is actually, I love how it's got a bit of cushion support here, and it's quite like, you've got great grip, you know?
Well, then what I will point out is because we're in the sports variant, the ST
Yeah.
line, you notice it's got the flat bottom steering wheel.
Yes.
So that's more of a sporty theme, whereas Puma has the traditional leather bound, but with still nice stitching, but it's more of a round steering wheel. Say this one, the sports variant, cool flat bottom steering wheel, which probably
Yeah.
means nothing to you, but
But I
as a
like-
geek, I
well-
like a flat bottom steering wheel.
Yeah, and it feels cool. Like,
Yeah.
just kind of chill here. 10 and 2, 10 and 2. Oh, now the phone, where does that go?
There, we've got wireless charging here, and all I do with compatible devices, I just set it down there. See, it says wireless charger active just popped up there.
Yes.
Again, this is that effortless thing where the car does things for you. I put my phone there. There's no on or off switch. The wireless charging pad recognizes that there is a device that's compatible, and it switches on and starts charging my
Amazing.
phone,
I
which
also
is
love
pretty
that
cool.
the screen is facing away from you, so you don't get distracted when it lights up while you're driving. It's very important. Safety feature.
It is a nice place to be.
Yeah, and then you've got the USB ports here. You've got some cup holders here. There's so many it's just everything you need.
Inside there's actually another USB port. It's actually a USB-C.
Oh,
Now-
yes, the USB-C for fast charging.
That's exactly right. More grunty. If your phone goes flat, plug it in there. Actually, in this very car we're sitting in, I was charging my laptop by plugging it into there.
No way.
I know. How cool is that?
That's so handy. There's also a pen holder. I don't know if you saw that when you were in there, but I love that because I can never find my pens and you're rummaging around your bag. Okay, more questions. Does it have a dry or a wet clutch?
Oh, there's a technical question. This 7-speed dual clutch transmission has a wet clutch. This is from a new family of transmissions from Getrag in Germany, and those people know transmissions.
All right.
So wet clutch.
Fantastic. And what size phone will fit in here?
This is the iPhone Plus. This is the
Yes.
larger one. And actually, this is one of those things where not all the wireless charger things, some of them, like it's a sleeve or something like that.
Yeah.
This, you notice it works with my case on there. A larger
Awesome.
phone works fine. No dramas at all.
Awesome. So basically, it fits any phone.
Yep.
What colours does it come in? We've got blue, we've got black, we've got a red.
Well, there's actually a new colour, and because we always like to introduce new colours when new models come along. There's one I haven't seen in the metal yet called Lucid Red, and I'm leaning heavily towards Desert Island Blue as my pick, but
love the
I
name,
want to
Lucid
see
Red.
Lucid Red. We've got a whole department. Their job is to pick cool colour names, by the way.
Now we have another question about the reverse camera. So when you use the reverse camera, it'll come up here, right?
Oh, yes, it does.
Fantastic.
Automatically, it comes up on that touchscreen there.
Amazing.
Okay.
All right.
Can I talk about safety features?
Yes.
I know it's important for an awful lot of people. The car has a 5-star ANCAP rating, which is the maximum score that you can get. It's got the full suite of passive safety features. They're the ones that protect us in event of an accident. The things that I really do like that are included on the car are the active safety features. Now, the active safety features are the ones that help us avoid the accident. So you have things like emergency brake assist, you have forward collision alert, you have lane keep assist and lane departure warning, lots of little systems that you don't have to switch on or off. They're there working in the background, helping keep you safe. There's even a thing called traffic sign recognition, where this little camera here, as you drive past a speed sign, it sees the speed sign and it shows up on the instrument panel there in front of you.
Because I never know what is the speed here
You have
again?
that. You think, is this an
60
80 zone or a 60 zone? Well,
Yes.
that policeman there is telling me that it's a.
Oh no! Okay, can you charge with cover on? Yes, we covered that,
Yes,
right?
we
So you
can.
can. The phone, you can just put it there on that wireless charger with
Yes.
the cover on. Does Lucid Red go faster? I love that
Oh
question.
yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. And of course, your insurance is going to be more. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, the red car insurance. Okay, this is the part where it's going to go right over my head. Now, remember, please keep the questions
open the
coming.
bonnet.
And we do have a competition coming up in the comments. And if you want the brochure, just type the word brochure. I'm looking at the wrong camera. Hi, everyone. Just type the word brochure and you will get a brochure pop up magically somehow. Type the word dealer if you want to speak to a dealer. And test drive. You can type that in the comments as well. And you'll be taken care of. But now we have the overwhelming section, the engine. Tell me about it.
It's a 1-litre, 3-cylinder Ford EcoBoost engine. Now, this is, I believe, Lynn, there are two kinds of people in the world. There are people that love this engine and people that haven't driven a car with it yet. No, seriously, it's a peach. Look, and I know the people that haven't experienced it yet go, 1-litre, 3-cylinder engine. A lot of cars in this segment, in the small segment on the market, some of them smaller engines, you show them a picture of a hill and they'll slow down. This is not that engine. The car weighs just over 1,200 kilos. It's got 92 kilowatts of power and 170 newton meters of torque. And if I could just be technical for just a little bit here, before
I'll switch off to Facebook. I'll hang out with you over here.
It has 170 newton meters of torque. It generates its maximum torque from a low 1,400 RPM up to 4,500 RPM. Now, the people who know about cars are going, well, that's a flat torque curve. You know what that means to you? And this is something.
Yeah.
This means drivability.
Okay.
Now, I know when we talk about power and torque, when we talk kilowatts of power, I like to think of them as bunnies, and newton meters, that's torque. I like to know it as elephants. Bunnies have the explosive power, and elephants have the pulling power, and you like a nice balance of both. So this has an engine that's got 92 bunnies and 170 elephants. That's an engineering term, right?
That's a lot of elephants. Okay. Does it have a performance variant?
The ST line is the performance variant and actually
Right.
has a different suspension tune and damper tune. It feels a little bit more dynamic, slightly more firmer ride, but absolutely really nice to live with. I've been driving this one for the last week on Queensland roads and I love it, absolutely love it. Chuckable, but nice ride.
Chuckable but nice ride.
That's one for the petrol heads. You're mocking me now, aren't you?
I love it.
I had that coming,
Is that
fair
the
enough.
official review?
I had that coming.
How many airbags does it have?
It has 6. We've got curtain airbags, we've got the driver's airbags, and we've got the thorax airbags in the driver and passenger's seat.
A lot.
The thing that's really cool is the car, if it is involved in an accident, it knows how hard it's been hit and from what area it's been hit. And the safety computer actually tells it which airbags to set off. And all of this happens shorter, literally shorter than the time it takes you to blink your eye.
Well, that's a pretty short time.
Now, emergency assist is something that we love talking about at Ford, and it's one of the things I think that makes Ford products special. And they actually have it right across the range. And I think it's one of the great secrets of the automotive industry. Emergency assist, what happens is if a Ford product is involved in an accident and it's serious enough to either A, shut the fuel pump off, or B, activate the airbags, the car will automatically initiate a call to OOO on your behalf. Now, if you are incapacitated, it's something really dark here, it will actually call emergency services and give them the location of where you're at, and then automatically put it through to you so you can talk to the OOO operator.
Out on speakerphone.
Exactly.
We are in the future. The car can make a phone call for you.
Ford Emergency Assist is
amazing.
such a good product. Yeah,
That's
it is
amazing.
sensational.
Now,
all cars should come with it.
Did you mention as well that the car actually connects to the internet? Doesn't it have a...
I was dying for you to talk about this. This is one of those things, and I know, and I'm guilty of this, that it's one of the things you show off to your friends when you get the car home and you've just bought it. We have a thing called Ford Pass Connect, and I'm actually just starting the app now.
Well, while you start it, someone says my son thinks it looks like a Porsche. Love that.
I've heard this before. It looks these round the headlights, and that was some of the Porsche SUVs.
Yes.
With these headlights. A lot of people have said that before. Nice, distinctive look.
Is it higher off ground than a sedan?
Just a little bit of extra, compared to a conventional car, because this is an SUV, you've got a little bit of extra ride height, so yes.
Okay. And what size is the fuel tank?
That's a good question. Don't have time to go through
We
that now.
stumped him. I mean, this is...
That's my answer when I don't know what the answer is, yeah? We'd love to answer that, Lynn, but we don't have time.
That Mike doesn't know the answer to. Well done. All right, show me this Ford Pass.
Ford Pass Connect.
Yes.
Okay, so the car at the factory, one of the things they put in there is it has its own little modem and it has its own little SIM put in at the factory.
Wow.
So when
So
you
are we
get
getting
your
a
car,
bill from Telstra? Is this where like the
they're
phone
totally
has a
good. We'll
SIM?
cover that for you. It's all good, Lynn. Don't worry about
There's
it.
a SIM card in our phone, in our cars now. That blows my mind.
So what you do is you download the app, which is free, and it's available on Apple devices and, of course, Android devices. 42 litre actually is the fuel tank capacity. Thank you for that.
Thanks,
I was so going to say 42.
It's got people running around for him to make him look like he knows everything.
With the app, you download the app, it's free, and you can actually connect the car with the app. And it's quite a complicated process, so you don't have to, sorry, not quite a complicated, it's a secure process. So, and it could not be easier with regards to, and I'll actually show you, because I very quickly paired my phone to the grey Puma that we have just in the back of the showroom here at Moreton Bay Ford.
Puma he prepared earlier, just up the back there.
Capella Bar. So what can you do with this? What you can do is you actually start the car by remote. Now it uses the mobile phone network, so you don't have to be within viewing distance of it like a traditional remote.
Amazing.
You can unlock the car by remote. Why would you want to start your car by remote? So you live at the Gold Coast?
I do, but I grew up in Melbourne.
Okay, so we've got two extremes there.
I do, yes. Frosty mornings.
Well, how would you like? So before you go to work, you press start on the phone, which I'm going to demonstrate right now. You press start on the phone, and what it does is it'll actually fire up the car, which gets the heater going, which warms the car up. So get into the car to go to work, the ice is melted off the windows, and it's all toasty and warm. Or in summer, crazy hot here in Queensland, we're coming to you from Capella Bar, where you can start the car, and what it then does is cools the car down, because the air conditioning then goes on. And I'm actually
This is amazing, because I was...
Now I've just started that
You just turned
with
it
my
on.
phone.
That is amazing.
How cool is that?
There is no one over there performing tricks. That was from the phone. Wow.
What I'm going to do actually, I'm going to switch that off.
So imagine that, you're just having your breakfast and you can just fire up the car in the driveway and defrost it or cool it down, whatever it is that you need to do. And now it will be locked, right? Like no one can drive off with the car.
Part of the process is it locks automatically, so you cannot, even though I've started the car, unless the key's inside and I've unlocked it, you cannot drive the car. So people don't have to worry about someone stealing their car.
This is a game changer.
It is really cool. It also gives you health alerts. So your phone, the car can tell the phone, hey, tell Lynn, I'm due for a service and things like that. So you get these little reminders on there, and you can contact the dealership and find the dealership using the Ford Pass Connect app.
Amazing.
How cool is that?
Because I never know what I have to fix or how often I have to get it checked. So I love it that it will tell me. Now, speaking of services, what can someone expect when they're servicing a Ford? Is it expensive?
First 4 services, $299 for your scheduled servicing, and the service intervals are 12 months or 15,000 kilometres, whichever comes first. You also get a loan car at participating dealerships.
Very nice. That is so handy. So you're never without a car.
Honestly, the ownership experience is something that a lot of people don't think of when they're purchasing the car, because you're excited about the car.
Right.
But what about the years of ownership.
The maintenance, it
This
can
is
get very pricey if
Yeah.
you don't, if you
Yeah.
need to get parts or servicing, it can all add up. Someone's asking, does it take E10 fuel?
95
Stumped
plus.
him again.
It takes 95 plus.
I love it. Come back and check out this though.
Yes, it does. I knew that. It takes 95 plus, and actually I was going to
Have
put
a
these.
look at this. I just
back.
love that you do not have to, there's no cap on the fuel tank.
Capless refueling, which we've had on Ford of Europe products for quite a while now, and it's one of those, it's a big thing, but it's a little thing. Once you're used to it, and then you go back to a car with the cap, every time you go put fuel in, you think, I miss having my capless refueling.
Right.
But 95 plus, and it takes E10, as you can see there.
And look, the less things that I can touch at a petrol station, especially in 2020, the better.
Well, yeah.
So I love the idea of the capless refueling. And let us know if there's anything else you want us to zoom in on. Just type it in the comments. Tell us if you want to check out the dash again, if you want to check out the huge boot again. This is probably the most important part for me, is the huge boot, because I'm constantly, I feel like I live out of my car so often, just throwing everything in the back.
Look, for some people, that obviously factors into the decision. You think about your hobbies, you know, camping, sport, what have you, that it's not compromised, but you still have a small car because you've got so much space in this.
Yeah. And it's, you know, look, it's not too tall of a car. I've never seen a boot go that far down. Now we're being told some notes over here. We've got more questions.
Melbourne showrooms closed, but dealers still making contactless sales via phone and email, so you can take care of that very simply. You can start that process now, if you like.
There you go. Now, does Ford Pass tell me if my fuel tank is low?
Yes, it does, and also tells you how many Ks you've got to go on the
Yes.
thing. So you can have a look at that. You can lock it or unlock it by remote. And this sounds like a weird little thing to be excited about, but I do this thing and it makes my wife nuts. We go to the shopping centre, I get out of the car, I lock the car. I know I've locked the car, but that doesn't stop me in 2 minutes later saying to her, did I lock the car?
lock the car.
And then I got to walk back and do the thing in the distance so I can see the lights flashing.
Right.
With Ford Pass Connect, I just pull my phone out and go, yep, locked it, golden.
What about
She's apples.
locating? Because so often I'll go and park at Maya and it's huge, and then what floor did I park on?
It has location services as well. So it tells you, it
Amazing.
doesn't tell you what floor it's on, but
Okay.
you can,
But yeah.
remembers where you parked the car, which is
Okay.
pretty cool.
Can you make it make a noise or anything? You know, where's my car? Well, by the sounds of it, it can do everything. It'll just walk its way to me. Will you do a desk drive for Escape? We're being asked.
I hope so.
I hope so.
This has been fun.
If that's what you want, then yeah, absolutely.
This has been fun. So give you the opportunity, if you're stuck at home or maybe at work,
Yeah.
check out the new car.
Yeah, you can check out the car. What performance from 0 to 100 Ks?
That's a good question. I'm glad you asked that. I don't have time to cover that now.
Yes, that means he doesn't know.
But that's a performance-based question, though. And here's the thing that my wife has this rule where I'm not allowed to correct people when I see them on social media commenting on things. I feel this need to educate people. I'm like so many Ford employees where we like want to, yeah, well, no. This 1 litre 3-cylinder engine, it is an engine that for petrol heads as well as people like yourself who care about drivability and economy and being environmentally friendly. It's one of those engines where and I know our Ford people and dealerships around the country love how so many people are surprised when they get out of a car with the 1 litre 3-cylinder EcoBoost engine and they go, oh my God, that was so nice to drive.
Yeah.
It's just a really nice engine. So when people are asking 0 to 100 times, you know, if it's a performance-oriented drive, this actually is a really nice thing to drive. This engine is a peach.
I believe you. What about the back seats? Do they fold down?
They do fold down. You can fold them flat. You fold them forward and increase the additional space.
Okay.
I can actually
Awesome.
demonstrate that right now.
Does it park itself, Mike?
Does it park itself? There is a park pack, which is optional right across the range. And included in the park pack, which by the way, this is the best $1,500 you would ever spend. Park pack is included, front parking sensors, blindside alert and rear cross traffic alert, and adaptive cruise control included for $1,500.
Wow, that's a
Optional
lot.
right across the range. How cool is that?
That is very, very cool. Can you start the car? Can we hear it?
I did start the
You
car.
started that one. Let's hear it again. Go
I
on.
can start the
Fire
car.
out, Mike. Let's hear it. What is the boot capacity again?
A lot.
It's a lot. Does it have tyre pressure monitoring?
It does have tyre pressure monitoring, which for those of you who don't know, the car automatically tells you what your tyre pressures are, which can help you in terms of safety and fuel economy.
I would have no
and
idea.
it actually tells you
Do
on
that?
actually while you're doing that, Julian, our cameraman, I'm just going to show you here, See, there's the tyre pressure of that car there. The app actually tells me. Actually, 39, that looks a little, look at that. Probably better turn it off. Hang on one second. The car, by the way, if we start it up with the remote and we forget, it'll actually switch off after 15 minutes.
Oh, that's a good thing, in case you accidentally fire it up and you're not even in the area
yes.
to know. Awesome. What's your favourite thing about this car, Mike?
My favourite thing about the car, honestly, I really like the driving experience for this car. I really do like that. Ford of Europe, as I say, build really good cars. That's why the journos love them. They always give good write-ups for things like Fiesta and Focus. They just make great cars. And this has all those Ford of Europe qualities that we absolutely love. And actually, I'm just going to switch the car off, so I'm just starting the app now.
I'm really impressed by how spacious it is inside, because it's, you know, it's a compact car, but then it has all the space you need. And that boot, I've never seen anything like it. The depth of that boot, it's just so impressive. Especially when you're buying a ton of plants like I am at the moment, I need boot space. 410
litres. Now, the reason I'm holding my thing, it does this so you don't accidentally, you know, you butt dial somebody? Imagine butt starting your car. Is that a thing? In the entire history of the universe, has anybody said, imagine, you know, butt starting your car?
Oh, I just started my car.
You hold it down, because make sure that you definitely meant to start the car. I love Ford Pass Connect, I really do. And it's one of those things where for a lot of people it's an everyday thing. As I say, in Queensland, hot weather during summer, there's nothing like being able to start the car by remote, nice and cool when I get in with the kids.
Does it communicate with Android as well as Apple?
It does. Both platforms, totally fine, free app, can download it, very intuitive, easy design and very stable.
All right, amazing. And now let us know, we are here with you. Let us know if there's anything else you want us to zoom in before we go, because this is your test drive, your virtual test drive.
I should probably talk about the big common denominator, how much does it cost?
Yes.
So we've got 3 different variants. Now the model selection, the model variants, it's actually quite interesting how Ford have done this, where normally you have your base model, and then you've got the one with a bit more things and the one with a bit more things again. They've actually gone a different approach, and I think that this really broadens Puma's appeal, where we actually have, and that's actually the one that we're looking at there, that's our Puma, which is our entry point, which is $31,990 drive away.
Okay.
$31,990 drive away for our Puma, and I saw a comment on Facebook where someone was like, you know, $31,990 for a base model. It's not a base model. It is not a base model. A base model is one that's got 16-inch steel wheels with hubcaps and manual only, and all these things are optional extra. This is a really well-spec'd car, so it's kind of the luxury or comfort variant. So that's what you get for $31,990, which is the entry point for Puma. An extra, $2,000, $33,990 gets you the ST line. As you can see here, it's more of a sporty variant. I mentioned before,
I love these wheels.
17-inch alloys, which look great.
Very
Give it
nice.
Great stance. You notice the body kit, the painted guards, very tasteful body kit, but still saying sporty, and a few other extra bits and pieces. And it has a slightly different suspension tune. It is a little bit firm with the dampers and the suspension for a great dynamic handling. So that's $33,990 for our ST line, which is the sports variant.
Yes.
Then we've got the ST line V, which is our sports variant with all of the things.
Okay.
Now, ST line V is $36,990 drive away. And it has so many cool things that I absolutely love. But at the top of the list would be, in the ST Line V, the 10-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system.
Ooh,
10 speakers.
10 speakers.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Bang & Olufsen, for those of you who don't know, a Danish audio company.
Very nice. Very
making
nice.
high-end audio products.
Great speakers.
Since 1925.
Like silk in your ears. Now, it is competition time. I did mention earlier we're giving away a Google Nest Hub Max to the first person who replies in the comment section to this question. Okay?
I'm
so this
ready.
is the question, Mike. No, you're not allowed. What is the name of the app that connects a Puma to your smartphone? Answer in the comments. The first one to do it will win the Google Nest Hub Max. Good luck. All right. Let's check out the front of this car again. Let's have another whiz around it.
Let me
really
do
impressed.
something here. Now I'm just going to, in terms of styling cues, Look, I'm a car geek and a Ford geek, and I like there are styling cues that are incorporated in the design that tie it back to the original Ford Puma. By the way, Ford have some amazing car names, don't they?
Yes.
Iconic names.
Yes.
The Ford Puma that was a sports car sold in Europe from 1997 through to 2002. If you have a look at that, if you Google some of the pictures, you see with the canoe-style headlights that flow into the guards. So I love that heritage link there. The other thing I like, and I'm just going to lock it again, see the daytime running lights sliding up there. Again, that two-piece design there. A heritage link with that is the Ford GT supercar, which is only sold in the USA. It's $250,000 and I would sell my soul for one.
You really are a petrol head.
Sorry.
So when you say daytime running lights, you mean they're on all during the day?
Yes, they are. So as soon as you start the ignition up, these lights do come in, and they serve two purposes. One is there's a safety purpose, and that is that it's easier for pedestrians and other road users to be able to see the car. And the other is the fact that it creates a really cool looking signature look on the car.
Yeah, it does. It really does. The sleek eyes. What is the warranty on this car?
5 years,
5 years?
100,000 kilometres.
All right. And does Ford Pass come on other Ford vehicles?
Yes, it does. Not on everything,
Okay.
but on most things, and eventually it will be everything.
Eventually will, but this is one of the special ones. How many, someone's trying to stump Mike. How many people work at the dealership at this particular one in Moreton Bay?
Deb, we got some people here who work at the dealership. Hey guys, how many people work here? But we're coming to, this is an actual dealership, Moreton Bay Ford in Capalaba, just on the south side of Brisbane.
It's very nice. And we're keeping them all here late. Any plans to bring out the ST model?
Oh, I saw that. Not 100% sure. Haven't heard anything officially, but
right.
yes, it is nice.
Okay.
Ford of Europe makes such good cars. They're cars for drivers.
We have a winner on the competition, by the way. The answer was Ford Pass, which we did just touch on again. And so the winner will be contacted in your DMs. So check your DMs. Congratulations. You want a Google Nest Hub Max. That's awesome. What is the price again, Mike?
Entry point is $31,990 for the Puma, which is the one that we can see just in the back there.
Yes.
As I said, I feel weird calling it a base model because it's not a base model. It is a really well-spec car. As I say, it's the luxury sort of comfort variant. And when you have a look at the specifications, and you mentioned before that people can get downloads of the brochure, when you have a look at what the entry variant comes with, you look at it and go, actually, yeah, $31,990, this is a lot of car.
Yeah.
A lot of car.
And just a reminder, if you do want the brochure, simply type the term brochure into comments and you will get one. Same if you want to test drive or if you want to talk to a dealer, just write the term dealer in the comment section like magic. And there is a $500 test drive bonus if you do want to take one of these for a test drive yourself. I suggest that you do. It is really impressive. Any more questions? Let me know. Can we see the back seat legroom and console again, please?
Can I do it? Now, so we'll go around this side because I left all my toys there when I pulled in. Now, can I sit in it this time?
Please.
Because I'm 180 centimetres or 6 feet. Now, look at the space that we've got here.
Yeah, that's
And
great.
also, there's a good couple of inches of headroom here.
Plus, I have the seat back, you know, like I'm not short,
It
so...
actually looks so much bigger on the inside than it does on the outside. I know that sounds like a cliche, but it really is a thing with this car. As I say, I'm 180 centimetres tall, and I've got quite a bit of room and quite comfortable sitting in the back of this car. Quite like the...
And let's show off
red
this
stitching.
console again. They're asking to see the console.
So we're going to go around and have a look at that.
Do you want to hop in the back, Julian? We can fit a man and a camera in that back seat.
So, now you notice there, again, the instrument panel coming alive.
Yeah.
I never get sick of those animations. With regards to, now the connectivity part of this is such an important thing. Now this has its own embedded satellite navigation, which is standard on the car, and you can use that. Intuitive, easy to use. It is a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty. I knew it was 5 years. Very intuitive, easy to use. You can see here where, and this is another important part of the car, and again, this is that effortless thing coming to life, where you can have the car optimized the way that you like it. And there's a few settings in there. They're so simple, intuitive, easy to use. Once you set it, forget it. The car is always the way that you like it every day when you're walking up to it with the keys. You can see we've got our push button start there,
Yes.
which is a very important
You
feature.
no
I
longer
think.
do you have to stick the key in the ignition. I also love all the buttons here. It's just really comfortable and easy to navigate. It's almost like playing a game, you know?
Softly illuminated at night.
Ooh.
The positioning is quite good. It falls easily to you can
Yeah,
just
look at
operate
that.
it there
Like,
with your
I'm
hands.
not reaching. That's very natural. That's nice.
Now, the talk function is something that
This
I use
one.
quite a lot
Yes.
for that.
You can speak to the
You
car.
can, in terms of programming navigation things, having it read text messages to you, being able to send text messages to other people.
Really, you can just dictate a
Absolutely.
text message.
You just hold the button down when you've got a phone that is connected using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto.
Wow.
And I will sometimes, play such and such, if there's a particular artist that I want to hear, or tell my wife I'm leaving work now, or
Amazing.
what's the weather for tomorrow. Details like that, which I think for a lot of people are everyday items.
Yeah,
More
of
and
course.
more, where you get into the car and it doesn't have it, you think, I miss it.
It also keeps you safer. You're not sending a cheeky text message while you're driving. I love these called paddles here. What are they called?
The flappy paddles, yes.
Yes.
The paddle
Feels
shifters.
great. So that's for the indicator, or no? That's volume. What is
That
this?
is for the changing the gears.
Oh, changing. Oh, cool.
Yes, it is. Now, this is a weird little thing to point out. This car is German designed, German engineered, and we love those qualities. What you often get, though, on cars that are similar is the indicators on the left-hand side. Not so with this car. The indicators are on the right-hand side. And that's
Nice.
a bugbear of quite a few people who love the idea of a European designed car, European engineered car, but they almost always seem to have the indicators on the left-hand side. We've got the indicators on the right-hand side. Can we get out? I just want to show you something on the doors, which is a weird thing for us too. Actually, I remember to turn the car off. Now, I just want to show you something on the doors here. And it's these weird little things on the car, lots of nice little things that they've incorporated in the design. You'll notice how the door goes down a long way. Now,
Yeah.
most people would never look at this, but I do, because that's me. The door panels go all the way down here, quite a long way, and there's actually a little rubber seal down here. Now, all cars should come with, particularly SUVs. This actually stops dust and dirt and mud and things like that if you're driving, what have you, building up on here. Because what happens when you get out, on your pants, on your leg, or on your dress, you get dirt and
Full of
things like that.
dirt.
Teeny little things like that, which are so thoughtful, again, that effortless aspect of it. There are things like, for example, the wipers if you put the wipers on and they've been on for more than 10 seconds, the car, if it's during the day, will go, I think it's raining quite consistently here, and we'll put the headlights on. Because it just goes, it's raining consistently, you probably want your headlights on.
That's
When you turn
so
them off, after
intuitive.
60 seconds, we'll switch the headlights off. Little things like that, which they've engineered into the car, that effortless thing.
Can you put roof racks on it?
Yes, you can. There's a whole heap of really cool accessories that you can get from the car at your Ford dealership. There are accessories that don't just work well, but actually look good with the car and engineered specifically for the car. There's rubber floor mats and things like that. There's an all-weather luggage mat at the back. Quite a myriad of accessories to help personalise the car and have it be just the way you want it.
And what was the fuel efficiency again?
5.2 litres per 100 k's. That's combined cycle, by the way. So on the highway, you'll actually get better than that.
Okay.
5.2 litres per 100 k's. And this is why I look at it and go, this is such a good package, because this engine ticks all the boxes.
Yeah, it really is. What is adaptive cruise control?
So glad that you asked. I love it when I get to be a geek. The car has, as part of the optional part pack, at the front here, Julian's trying to catch up. He's sweating. This here, because this car's the optional park pack, this is actually the radar sensor for the adaptive cruise control. Now, adaptive cruise control, what it does is when it's active, is it actually locks onto the car in front. So let's say we set our speed, we're traveling on the highway, and we have it set on 100 kilometres an hour for our cruise control, and the car in front, maybe say roadworks or something like that, or go through an 80 zone, and they start to brake and slow down. The car, using its adaptive cruise control, actually detects that and will slow down or brake if necessary, so you don't
That is
have to
amazing.
disconnect your cruise control.
That's so handy.
Look, again, something that once I've had it, it's so hard for me to get in a car that doesn't have it.
Yeah.
The adaptive cruise control is a really cool feature with this car.
Do the mirrors fold in?
Yes, they do.
at
Again,
that.
something that tells you that you've locked your car.
Yes.
By the way,
Oh, yes, a nice visual signal.
a lot of these things can be set on or off in the settings of the car, so you
Okay.
can have it exactly the way that you want it.
Is there a sunroof?
Is there a sunroof? There is an optional sunroof that's available on all 3 variants,
Okay.
and it is a panoramic opening sunroof. So what that means is you've got almost the whole lot of the roof is glass, but unlike a lot of panoramic roofs, this one actually has an opening panel. So
Okay.
you get the full functionality with your
Great.
opening panoramic sunroof.
Can you make a call while driving?
Yes, you can, and it's simple as call my daughter, call my wife, call my dad,
I love
and
it.
things like
you
that.
can tell the car to call.
Can I ask you what your favourite feature is? You're asking for everybody else. What do you like?
The trunk or the boot is so impressive to me. To me, having functional space and just a useful car to cart everything around right now, I really love that deep boot. And I just love the way it looks. Like it's got the really sleek eyes. And it really does. It represents the Puma in a really subtle way, not in an overly dramatic way. It has a pretty face, but it's a strong face. I'm really impressed.
As I was saying, this car, has different types of appeal. Someone like yourself, you like something practical. Running costs are important to you. Fuel economy is important to you. Practicality is important to you. Ticks all of those boxes. Me, I love cars. The driving experience is important. I love the way it drives. I love the dynamic aspects of it. The way it handles, particularly the sport version, the ST line with the dynamic suspension.
Yeah.
That's the car that speaks to me in that regard. Absolutely love that.
Well, and you can test drive it and feel that all yourself with a $500 test drive bonus. So just call your local dealership, your local Ford dealership. Type in the word dealer in the comments box right now and you can be taken care of. What else? What else do we want to see? Let's see. Let's have another lap around. Again, here is my favorite, the back of the car.
Look,
It's
I think
so
the
neat and
design
tidy.
is amazing.
And again, those sleek eyes. I feel like there's eyes in the back of the car as well as the front. It's just really nice. And those wheels. I love those wheels.
And this is the other thing in terms of the way the design works. Like this has the sports body kit, but it's really tastefully done. The sports variant is for people who do like cars, who want something that has a bit more of a sporting feel to it. But for the people that want something a bit more luxury, a bit more comfort, well then you've got Puma, the entry variant, which has, again, 17-inch wheels, looks fantastic.
All right.
I really appreciate you coming by and having a look at
Oh,
that car.
I appreciate you showing it to me.
I really geek out about it. As I was
Yes.
saying, we've spent the last 3 weeks showing the car to our Ford dealer personnel all over the country, and they love the car. And they're more fussy than customers because they've got such high expectations. They've got passion for the brand, passion for cars, and they're really genuinely excited about the Puma. Been on sale for a little bit in Europe, and as I was saying, it's won a heap of awards already.
All right, awesome. Well, we're over here on this camera now. Thank you so much for joining us for this virtual test drive. You can test drive one yourself at your local Ford dealership. Just type in the word brochure if you want to get a brochure right now. Type in the word dealer if you want to contact a dealer or test drive. And there's a $500 test drive bonus if you do take one for a spin. If you believe Mike is just obsessed with this engine, so try it out for yourself. I'm really impressed with the inside of the car. You should definitely try it. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you, Mike.
Absolute
It's a
pleasure, Lynn.
fantastic
Absolute
car.
pleasure.
It's the Ford Puma. See you later, everyone.